Yeah, it's been a bit of a frustrating morning to say the least. I've got computer problems, which is a real pain because I wanted to upload another. I wanted to get a backlog of YouTube videos out to people, but the problem is my Wi-Fi, which I did have problems with in the previous trip, has now got even worse by the looks of things. So, and I can't get a cable connection, which I use at home. And there's never any problem because, like I say, I'm connected directly to the internet. But over here, if you're going to hotels, no, you need a decent internet connection. My tablet's working fine. My phone's okay as well. It's just it's the laptop, which is the workhorse, that I can't get going. There is a place I can get it repaired, but I don't think they're particularly cheap, but I may have no other option. I tried buying a dongle I thought might improve the situation, but it doesn't seem to have. So, yeah, I'm pretty well stuffed, which is a real pain. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Another lost in transit. My room's a bit hot too, and I'm trying to get something done about that with the reception guy, which he isn't sort of the best reception guy there. The woman's much better, and they go on shift, so hopefully when she's on I might have a bit more luck. But I just tried to actually check out my my pronunciation with a couple of phrases with her, and I just bombed out totally. The two phrases were very tasty, which sounds sort of like rat nom to my tin ear, or when I checked it on Google Translate, it sounded like zet nom. I tried both of those, and neither which registered with him. He just gave me a blank face, so I knew straight away I was getting nowhere. And the other one, what was the other one? Oh, the other one was for pork, and I got the same. The way it's written, it's not phonetic in English, so you just got to basically go with the Google Translate, and it was incorrect again. It was I can't even remember what it was. It finished with a hell, and it started with something else, and goes in one ear and out the other unless I reinforce it. But yeah, it's bloody difficult, these tonal languages. That someone said, I heard someone say about language learning, that the people who learn languages are the ones who don't really, are rough and ready, don't give a stuff, and they'll try anything, and they don't get scared by the fact that they miss out on the nuances of a language. They just basically just go with it, and eventually they'll get it right because people will correct them or whatever. The blank face is the worst thing, I guess. You get that a lot when you're trying to speak a foreign language from someone who's trying to be polite and is confused, and it depends who you speak to. Because if you speak to someone like a bar girl who's used to English speakers, she may be much more forgiving with what your interpretation of the language is, but with someone who's not mixing with foreigners, they're going to be much harsher on you. So it's horses for courses. It's bloody difficult. So, you know, what the feedback you get from people working in bars like that is probably not the best. This reception guy is probably not a bad person to bounce it off, because although he's working in the industry where you would think he'd come across a lot of English speakers, I'm surprised he hasn't. Maybe none of them really tried their mangled Vietnamese on him. I'm the only one stupid enough to do it. So that could be it. It's a warm day today, a bit of a breeze. It's actually still better than Cairns though, although my room is warm, and I did mention that, and I don't know if anything will be done about it, but I've been in that same room before, and it's just, even if I can just get a fan in there just to take a bit of the edge off. I think it might be one of the reasons my computer's not operating, it overheats. So if I've got a fan in there and pointed it at the computer, it might resolve the issue to some degree. I don't know, I'm just clutching at straws. I mean, I don't want to have to take it in for repair. The place is a reasonable distance away. It's okay, but it just means I looked at the prices for their repairs, and they're they're not that cheap, but it is an authorised service centre for Acer computers. So, but then I don't know if it's throwing good money after bad, because I've had that laptop now for, I don't know, 4 years, maybe more. I've used it a lot, and I'm thinking maybe it's time. But like one of the USB ports in the back just broke on me yesterday. Just the plastic went and doesn't seem to be working now. And all these sorts of things happen in time, just wear and tear. And you really got to wonder whether it's just worth getting these things repaired, unless it's really cheap. And the cheapest option I saw was getting a dongle, but that didn't work, unfortunately. It was worth a try, I guess. But if I get a quote there, it's not too bad, I suppose. If I'm going to get it done anywhere, I might as well get it somewhere like Vietnam, which has got to be cheaper than Australia, where you just wouldn't even contemplate it. So I don't know. I'm at a horns of a dilemma, because I really do want to get like my laptop back up and running, even though it doesn't run my preferred editing program, which is a pain. But look, we just have to see. I don't know. Well, it looks like everything's exactly the same here. I was here 6 months ago, and it looks exactly the same regarding construction of the Ben Thanh metro station. Nothing seems to have happened. So progress with a big zero is what I can see. I'm not a technician, maybe a lot of crap's happening beneath us, I don't know, but it doesn't look too flash from my perspective anyway. So anyway, I'll get off to the money changer now. And Aussie dollar, of course, is not performing particularly well like the rest of the economy. It's a little off, but at least in Vietnam it's reasonably good value. About 16,500 dong, where I think the Yanks get about 22 now, something like that. So it hurts a bit. Another thing I noticed last night coming in, there's a lot less Tet decorations than there was the previous time I came back after Tet. So I don't know if they've toned it down at all, but certainly when it comes to street decorations, they've either toned it down or taken it off earlier. Not sure which is the case. We'll wait for these buses to go. Yeah, never take on a bus. Don't take on buses or cars if you can avoid it. You're okay with bikes. They'll do exactly what that guy just did. They'll move around you. But when it comes to 4 wheels, stay clear. At least it's not wet here, which is good. Last time I was here, there were puddles walking along here, but that was about mid-year. So yeah, it's a lot better now. So this is sort of the centre of tourism and stuff, so I expect to get a lot of crap like this around here. So I cut through McDonald's the other side to get real food. I mean, it's sad to think people come to Vietnam and eat McDonald's. I don't know, it just doesn't seem right to me. It's probably may have even taken off with a few Vietnamese. Probably has, which is so ironic considering they've got some of the best food in the world in their own cuisine. But people get sucked in by mass marketing, and McDonald's certainly got plenty of money for that. But if someone wants to eat that stuff, I mean, I have a bit. I don't mind a bit of fat and stuff at times, but I generally have it in the sauce, in the form of olive oil. I've been using that as my cooking oil for years, and it's definitely a healthy alternative. I think you just got to be worried about what temperature you cook at, because if it gets too high, apparently it can be it's not good for it. So not good for it or us. So you just got to be careful how you use it. But I find it, I cook it with virtually with everything, and I'm trying to keep the heat down a little on my cooking anyway. You don't need to overcook things. So see how it goes. Yeah, the place I want to eat at is the old store which I've showed before. It gets very busy around midday. It's probably already busy, and the problem with that is if you don't speak Vietnamese, and obviously I don't speak Vietnamese that Vietnamese can understand, apart from a couple of very basic words, then you're going to be ratchet trying to get your order and just got to point your finger. And the other hassle is that I'm so short-sighted I can't even see what the interaction is. So it's a bit of a cock up all round. I think the computer will be okay for maybe an hour or two. I think it'll lose about an hour out of it before it died on me. So I definitely think it's a heating problem. Probably is best in the morning when it's cool. So I will just use that time for things like YouTube as my top priority. So I've got enough time then to actually post a couple of videos, for instance. And I might be able to do some of the functions on my tablet, but I find Android's a bit harder to use. So, but not such a bad thing. You know, not getting so much of the digital crap happening. This should be able to go. Just take it slowly. Oh, I thought I'd been bitten off more than I could chew there, but I got by. Actually, I think she's right. I want to go down this way. I don't even know where I'm going. Hopeless. Yeah, I'll go this way. Take me to the Ben Thanh. Yeah, no, this is definitely cooler than Cairns. It's not the height of summer, of course. It's in this is be sort of their autumn, I guess. I don't know. Probably the equivalent of autumn. But it's okay. There's not that much rain this time of year too. Now I'm going to have to get a rather large currency conversion done here, so better concentrate on that. I won't be shooting any footage of it, that's for sure. Here's the place though, and it'll be packed out with people outside. I think there's another one set up just here too. There's competition. Yeah, well, definitely, that looks like they're doing it too. But this is the one I'm going to here. It's excellent. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.